nursery management apps and software. There are so many at so many different price points, from less than £100 a year to over £200 a month. It can be difficult to make a choice of which one to get. Thankfully, in this video, I'll be helping you do just this. We'll be comparing 12 of the best nursery management software so that you can choose the best one for you. But before we dive into all of that, welcome to the channel. Welcome to the channel Open Nursery with myself, Kurt Liania, where I support you to open, run and grow your own childcare business. If this is your first time here, make sure you subscribe. I post regular videos all around the topic of childcare, from learning about the ins and outs of safeguarding to finding out how to pass your offset registration visit. There's lots on here on this channel to support you no matter what your childcare goals are. But today we're going over the best childcare or nursery management software. Software that is meant to reduce paperwork in your nursery and help streamline and make the management of your nursery much easier. To help you choose, I will go through each software individually, letting you know the key features that they have, the cost per month, some positives and some negatives, and then giving an overall verdict of it. At the end of the video, I will also give my top 3 favourites and why. But before we get into that, why would you want a nursery management software in the first place? In nurseries, there is typically a lot of paperwork that needs to be done, from sending daily diaries to parents, to recording children's development, to sending parents invoices. Doing all of this can be time consuming. These nursery management systems aim to help reduce the tasks, saving you and your staff a lot of time, which can be better used with spending more time with the children. The software helps to improve efficiency, support child development, and massively ease your workload, whilst also improving parent partnership. So if you don't already use nursery management software, it is highly recommended. So in my opinion, the question shouldn't be whether you should use a nursery management software, it should be about which one. So before deciding which one to choose, you should get an idea and write down what you actually want from one, as there's no point getting one with all the bells and whistles, spending a lot of money on it, and then not using most of the features. This will not only waste a lot of your money, but with too many features, it can be confusing. There are 6 main areas you may want the software to support you in managing your nursery or other childcare business. And they are with parent partnership. Using a nursery management system can help strengthen the line of communication between you and your parents. Does the software allow you to get in touch with parents easily, helping you to keep them involved and a part of the development process? With occupancy and attendance, does it allow you to see how many children you have in, any gaps in your attendance, and support you to fill in places? With child development, does it allow you to record children's development in the app with observation, tracking, planning, etc.? Daily logs. Can you input updates about your child's day for you, your staff, and parents to see? And how easy is it to do? Staffing. Does it help with things like rotas, staff sign in, holidays, absences and sicknesses? And finally, finances. Does it support with payments, allow you to send invoices to parents, chase up late payments, and potentially allow in-app payments for parents? Now, not all of you want your software to do all of these. So as I go through the different types of software, make sure you're thinking whether these features will actually be useful for you. But let's get started with the first one, and in no particular order, we have Tapestry. Now, Tapestry start from just £6 per month for 6 children and go up to £100 per month if you have 400 children. So they charge for the number of children that you have as opposed to per site. So with this, you get everything that software has to offer, you just pay for the number of children you have. And what's included in this is you get occupancy planning, so you can add rooms, set child limits and staff ratios. You can set your opening hours, any closure for holidays, and identify gaps in your occupancy to help maximize your occupancy and your revenue. And use it to plan your staffing requirements. Parent partnership. You can record and share each child's daily care routines and use simple communication tools to stay in touch with parents, with in-app messaging too. Daily logs. You can use the app to share daily care routines, as you can capture each child's unique learning journey, plan tailored provision for each child, and use it to implement your own unique curriculum. It's also very useful for linking your observations to the EYFS or whatever curriculum you're using, whether that be Birth to 5 Matters. You also get basic support with finances, so you can generate and send invoices, record payments, and keep track of balances. You can also get it to plan staff requirements and get staff to sign in and out. Some good positives from the app is that you get so much for the price. Plus, the support is very good. But some negatives is that a lot of the features are quite basic compared to what others offer. Overall, the app is very easy to use for both parents and staff. This is great for small settings as well as large settings, and it's very affordable. You get support for all 6 areas that you would want from an app. Though as I mentioned, a lot of the features are quite basic, so So if you do have the budget for a more expensive app, there may be better ones for you. But this is probably the best budget option. Everything is included in the price, you just need to pay for the number of children that you have on roll. Moving on to the Blossom app. On the app, you can do all 6 of the main key things you would want from an app, though in order to do this, you need to pay for the most premium version, as they have different price points on what you can access. So on the basic package, which costs £94.80 per month, which includes VAT and is paid per site, so you could do things like child reporting, menus, meals, nappy and sleep charts, as well as accent and instant charts. You can get help with parent partnership, as you get two-way messaging, a parent app, as well as being able to provide all the day logs mentioned previously. If you opt for the middle price package, which costs £178.80 per month, you also get support with child development, as you can do tracking on your children, both individual and group tracking. You could use the app to do observations linked to the EYFS, characteristics of effective learning, and Montessori reports, and do reports on children like term reports and progress checks. With the complete package, which costs £218.80 per month, you get access to the final 3 key features. So you get support with occupancy and attendance. Here you can do attendance forecasts and nursery spaces planner. It also automatically suggests room changes for you, which can take away some of the stress away from your planning. You also get support with staffing and HR, helping you to manage staff rotas, staff leave and registers. And finally, you get support with finances, including sending invoices, which includes funding, and it also allows you to integrate this with some accounting software like Sage and Xero if you use these, so payments can't be made directly through the app. They also have an even more expensive package where you can get a branded version of the app as well as extra support, but for most people this really isn't necessary. Some positives is if it's just about communicating with parents and sharing updates with them, then the basic package could work well for you, as it has a lot of features within it. You also don't have to pay per child, you just pay per site, so if you're a bigger nursery, this could help you save money. The occupancy planner is also really good. Plus, the ability to link your observations to the EYFS can be really useful for staff and help them set next steps. In terms of negatives, there's not any real negatives with the actual app, but this is one that I've used before, and from personal use, I have found that the app goes down quite a lot, and there's generally quite a lot of technical issues with it. Overall, most people find this app really useful, and it has helped them to reduce a lot of the paperwork and help reduce pressure on staff. Though as I mentioned, it does go down a lot, so when it's working it's great, but they have previously had a lot of technical issues, but I don't know if they've sorted it out now. The support on the app is very good, and it was made by nursery practitioners, if that's something that's important to you. If you're not going for the full package, which can be expensive, then there are probably better apps that you can use, as unless you're paying £180 per month, you're not getting support with things like child development or any of the admin side of things. If you do have the budget for this, then this is probably one of the best options for you. If you are a small nursery, then it can work out quite expensive as you're not paying per child. Many of the people that use it do love it. The interface for the app is very good and attractive, and in my opinion, it's very easy to use. Moving on to family. Like Blossom, you get a range of different features for different price packages. The pricing is similar to Blossom, and again, you pay per site. What they charge for is slightly different though. So you get more of the 6 features in the cheapest package. Just what you can do is more basic, with more features being added the more you pay. So for the cheapest package, for £94.80 you get daily logs where you can send updates about meals, sleeps, nappies, as well as support with parent partnership with basic messaging to parents, as well as a news feed. You get support with finances, so you can send invoices to parents, as well as receive payments. The payment part is a really good feature of the app. The fact that this is included on the cheapest part of the app is a great benefit. And you also get support with child development, where you can do group observations, assessments, and progress reports. With the middle package, you get a more comprehensive system to support you. So you get further child development support with a curriculum builder, as well as more daily logs, where you can record medications, accident forms, and extra support with finances, as well as better parent partnership with better communication. You also get occupancy reports, which helps support with occupancy and attendance. You also start getting support with staffing, where you can manage staff leave. This middle package will cost you £178.80. And for the most expensive package, which is £238.80 per month, they give you more support with staffing, with staff leave tracking and support planning staffing needs, which includes rotas and scheduling. The positives of the app is that you pay per setting, so if you're a larger nursery, it's not costing you more. It has a lot of features compared to a lot of the other apps, plus you get in-app payments available on the very cheapest version of it. Obviously the biggest negative is the amount that it costs. It used to be a lot more affordable, but they recently had a massive hike in their prices, which can be annoying if you're used to the system. As they know, for most customers, it'll be easier just to pay the prices than to have to learn a new system. They become a lot less responsive when you are trying to cancel or downgrade your package. Though this is one of the most expensive apps available, it does have a lot of features they're constantly adding to. So for example, one of the new features, which I personally love, is the activities page, which can help you and your staff to come up with new ideas for activities as it suggests ones and gives inspiration for some. It probably has the most features on the app of all the apps that I've reviewed. But as I said, it is the most expensive. So you really have to determine whether it's within your budget to use it. If you do really want the app and it's slightly above your budget, then the middle option is really great, as it offers most of the features that you would want. You're just missing out on the staffing part, but you're saving yourself £60 per month. I personally prefer the interface of something like Blossom, as I find Blossom easier to use, but once you do get used to the interface, it is a great app to use. They've also created their own community of support, which is really useful, as you can get support from other users rather than going directly to them. But we'll see whether this app makes the top 3 at the end of the video. The next app is Nursery In A Box. Here they basically have 2 different price points unless you're smaller than 20 children. If you do have less than 20 children, then you just pay £94.80 a month. So for everyone else, on the basic version of the app, you get parent partnership. So as usual, parents get an app where you can share photos, send messages, and update about the child's progress. You get occupancy and attendance, so you can track the attendance of both children. On the app, you can do child daily logs, child journeys, accident incident reports, as well as registers. It also has a lot of support with child development, including curriculum frameworks, linked to the EYWorks or development matters, plus more. You can also invoice parents. Parents can make payments directly on the app using Nursery Pay. Plus there's lots of other support with your finances, which is actually quite comprehensive. The cost of this is £178.80 per month, including VAT. Though as I mentioned, if you have less than 20 children, it's just £94.80. Their more premium package supports you with staffing and payroll, as they support you with recruitment, for example, interview scheduling and job application forms, as well as doing things like staff rotas, payroll, holidays and absences. For this extra support, it will cost you £238.80 per month, including VAT. The benefits of this app is that it's very easy to use, and you get a lot of features incorporated on the cheaper price. So this is limited to smaller nurseries with a number of children less than 20. You also get a more personal feel with this app compared to some of the bigger apps that will get mentioned in this video. Plus, I've been told the support on this app is very good. One negative that I do have of this app, for me personally, is that the interface feels a bit outdated. It feels like a website that was created like 10 years ago, but they are constantly updating, so they may change this. Overall, this app has a lot of features that will support you in running your nursery. And if you are a smaller nursery with less than 20 children and want a lot of the features that are associated with the more expensive apps, then the basic package of the app is a great option for you. Also, the middle package, like with family, is sufficient for you unless you want that additional support with the staffing. The only feature that I feel that this app is missing out on, which some of the other apps do have, is the support with activities. If they added this feature, then this could potentially be one of my favorite apps, just purely because of the number of things that you can do on the cheaper version of it. So for me personally, I am big on interface and the appearance of the app, both for myself, staff and parents. And compared to something like Blossom, this one does seem a bit clunky and outdated. But if you can get past the appearance, this is a great comprehensive app. Moving on to the next nursery management software, which is Octopus 365. This one has 3 main price points. So at the cheapest price for £60 per month, you get support with finances, so you can invoice parents. You can also record your occupancy and attendance. As you go up the level for £120 per month, you get support with staffing, so you get to do rotas. And the most expensive one, for £180 per month, you get support with daily logs and parent partnership, as it gives you access to a parent app where you can update them with what their child's been doing throughout the day, at nappy changes and meal times. So the final, more expensive stage is £180 per month. The positive with this app is that you get lots of support from their team. It's probably the most support that you'll find with an app. You can contact them almost anytime, any day. You can also create a custom version of the app to suit your nursery. Just message them and let them know your needs. Plus, this software also supports with other areas of a nursery, like CCTV management and installation. Some negatives is that there's no child development included in the app, and in my opinion, the app is very old-fashioned. It's like working with something like Excel, which some may find confusing and a bit tedious. This Octopus 365 app supports more so with the admin and finance side of things, rather than with things like child development and other nursery stuff. I personally would recommend this app as one of the best ones, especially if you're looking for a complete nursery management system. As for the price, you can get a software that supports more with the nursery management thing. For example, you had to pay £180 per month just to get the parent app. And plus, the interface isn't very user-friendly and is quite outdated. The next software is Connect Childcare. As with the other big software, you get support in all 6 areas. It supports with parent partnership, as you can message parents within the app and provide updates about their child. One good thing about the parent app, which further enhances parent partnership, is the ability for parents to get activity ideas. So where you're showing that a child has been shown X at nursery, activity ideas can be given to the parent on how to extend this, which is a great feature. It also has daily logs as well as child development support, occupancy and attendance, and support with staffing, for example, payroll, absences and rotas. The app supports with finances too, with in-app payments and the ability to collect payments via direct debit, which can dramatically reduce the amount of late or missed payments. This is one of the biggest benefits of the app, the fact that you can collect payments via direct debits. The parent app is also very smooth and features like activity ideas and the ability for parents to book ad hoc sessions to automatically fill some spaces that you may have can help boost your enrolment. Some negatives is that there's a lot the app can do, so there's a lot for you to learn when setting up. It's not as straightforward as some of the other software, but they do offer lots of tutorials on the website. Another negative that might be big for some of you is although they have a fantastic parent app, your side of things will be done on a browser, which some of you or your staff may be against. They don't have an app for the nursery or your staff, and using the website may feel outdated. Overall, although it doesn't have an app, it is a strong contender for the top 3. It does everything that you might need from a nursery management software, and the support is quite good. I believe it does work out cheaper than Family and Blossom, but they aren't as transparent with their pricing. As I said, the main drawbacks are that it doesn't have an app and the outdated feel. But if you give it a try with their free demo, like most of the other nursery management software offer, and you don't mind using the browser, then this could be the ideal software for you. Moving on, Learning Journey. This is another nursery management software created primarily for observations and child development, but one that is expanding and incorporating more things and becoming a more complete nursery management software. This is a great app for the prior, but they're still developing on the latter. So the price of this ranges from £13.80 per month up to £78 per month, depending on the number of children you have. On the app, you can do the usual daily logs, updating parents about the child's day. You can use it to update children's development, track and monitor children's progress, and record observations. And there's a parent app that you can use to message parents and let them know how their child's developing, as well as allowing parents to comment on this too. They are also planning to introduce a finance section too, whereby you could do things like send invoices. This is a great app for small nurseries as you're only paying for the size of your nursery. If you just want an app that deals with child development, then this can be a great app for you. The negatives is that it's not a complete nursery management app. It doesn't support with staffing, finances, or occupancy. The child development area of the app can also be improved. People that have used this app like it because it's easy to use and is very cost effective. It doesn't really require guidance on how to use it, though there is some online if you need it. It has a simple interface with bright colors. Overall, it's a good cost effective app. I personally think for the price there's still better ones like Tapestry, but feel free to book a free trial with them to see if it's for you. The next app is EYWorks. They don't do their pricing like any other on the market. Here you pay for the part of the software that you actually want or need. So for example, if you want support with invoices, you pay for this monthly, but if you want support with observations, you then pay for this separately. In total, it will cost you roughly £150 to £200 per month for all the features that they have. But as they uniquely support heavily with recruitment, this can increase if you have a lot of staff that you want to hire. EYWorks has most stuff that you would want from an app if you opt for their full package. They have daily logs where you can let parents know about meal times, nappy changes, what they've done throughout the day, as well as accidents and injuries. Parents also get their own app, which I have heard has mixed reviews. Some parents like them, some don't. One feature on the app which I think will have mixed reviews from you is that parents can sign in and out their child themselves. This can help save your team time as it takes the task away from them. And I know this is a task that usually gets forgotten about at the time. So having this option of parents signing in can help. But if you don't like the option, you don't have to use it. It supports with child development as you can add your own curriculum or use the ones that are already on there like Montessori, schemas, birth to 5 matters, development matters, which makes planning much easier. It supports with occupancy and attendance. One of the features allows you to plan child bookings, allows parents to add ad hoc sessions and book visits and plan your needs. This is probably the best part of the app. They support you with recruiting staff, which can work out cheaper than via other means like using Indeed. With the people part of the app, you can also manage staff contracts, holidays, absences, and sicknesses. One of the biggest positives of the app is that they support with recruitment, more so than with any of the other apps that I've reviewed. They claim to have access to their own talent pools, as well as supporting you with the recruitment pipeline. And with the current difficulties in recruiting staff, this can be invaluable. Some negatives is that some have said that sending invoices is difficult and not all parts are as good as each other. So some parts of the app are more difficult to use. Overall, it's a comprehensive nursery management system. Many that have used it for a long time have nothing really bad to say about it, and it's also not as expensive as some of the others. So the feedback that you get from this app will be based on what part of the app that they use. So for example, EY Manage and EY Inquiries has very good feedback, whereas the EY Log part of the app isn't liked as well. This might be confusing if you haven't looked into the software already, but once you do, you will realize that every separate monthly payment has a different name. So personally, this is what I dislike. I dislike the lack of simplicity around the pricing, as they have each thing that you do priced separately, and then again have different prices based on the size of your nursery. This as a consumer makes it difficult to compare what you might be getting from different packages. Though some of you might like this as you only pay for what you want, and later on if you want something else you can just add it onto your monthly payments. You might not need support with human resources and staffing, so you don't need to add it on. Or you might be a smaller nursery and therefore shouldn't really be paying the same amount as one of the larger nurseries. So I understand why they're priced it this way and why some of you might like it. Though as I mentioned, parts of the app can be a little bit complicated, and invoicing in particular on the app is challenging. Abacus, which is run by Parenta. Here Parenta charge for the size of the nursery, so you get all of what they offer at a different price points. So if you have 29 or less children, you pay £102 per month. If you have 30 to 99 children, it's £178.80. If you have 100 or more, it's £202.80. As everything's included in the price, if you are over 100 space nursery, paying £202 per month, you're paying the same as comparable to other apps. So if you are smaller, you can potentially save money here. The app has the basics of everything that you're likely to need from a nursery management app. So it supports you with parent partnerships with a parent app, as well as daily logs, updating parents with daily diaries, nappy changes, meals, etc. You can also generate and send invoices to parents, as well as basic staff management with attendance tracking for both staff and children. It also has its own EY Fresh tracker where you can record child development. The positives is that it has most of the features that you might need from an app, and it can work out cheaper if you're a smaller nursery. The negatives include that it's complicated and confusing to use. For example, Abacus for invoicing isn't as simple as others. The app can also be quite slow, and it's not as user friendly, and support isn't as good as some of the other apps. Overall, it's a decent app, but in my opinion, it's just decent. The support isn't the greatest based on feedback that I've received, and most of what they offer is quite basic. It does work out cheaper than some of the other apps mentioned in this video. In my opinion, there's better options at this price bracket, as you're likely to pay £180 per month for this service. The next app is Interactive Nursery Manager. This app supports in most areas that you might need. The pricing starts off at just under £40 per month for 30 children, going up to just under £75 per month if you have over 120 children. It supports with most of the admin side, so you could do finances, submitting invoices to parents with funding support within the app, as well as allowing payments to be made directly through the app too. It has daily logs. You can record, track and monitor every aspect of child's well-being and their individual care needs. You can get comprehensive support with staffing, including staff rotas, attendance monitoring, and general management of staff information. You get support with occupancy and attendance, so you can track inquiries, applications, and enrolment status automatically on the app. You also get a parent app where you can improve parent partnership with secure messaging. Unfortunately, with this package, there is no child development section. In order to get child development, they do have a part on the app which costs roughly £25 or £54 per month, depending on the size of your nursery. Overall, it's a very good app, combining most of the sections that you'll need and comes at a very good price. Though as I mentioned, annoying thing about the app is that it doesn't have a child development section. This app is much more affordable than others, allowing you to do a lot more with it, but at a fraction of the cost. Despite charging based on the size of your nursery, whether you're a large nursery or a small nursery, you can save a lot of money by opting for this one compared to a lot of the other apps without compromising on a lot of the features. It is a little annoying that you have to purchase the child development side of the app separately under the interactive learning diary. However, even with this additional cost, it still works out cheaper than a lot of the other apps, and the interactive learning diary is very comprehensive with a lot on there to help support staff with their planning, next steps and observations. We're almost at the end, and the second to last app is Babydays. This app has a lot of features available at a decent price. So they start at £18 per month, going up to £72 per month, based on the number of children that you have and the amount of storage that you require on the app. So for example, if you're taking lots of photos and lots of videos, you might need to pay for a more expensive version. It includes support with finances, where you can do customizable invoices for each child, including funding and childcare vouchers, though there is no in-app payment. They also do daily logs. It features the ability to record nappy changes and other important information that you might want to record on a child's daily diary. Child development is also included in the app with links to EYWorks, and you can record occupancy and attendance via the app too. Parents and staff also get a linked app to communicate and share updates. The benefit is that you get a lot of features at a great price. The one negative is that it doesn't include staffing, so you can't do things like rotas or attendance. It is a little complicated too, and the interface isn't great. Overall, the app has a lot of features that will make running your nursery a lot easier. However, this doesn't necessarily make it simpler. The displays on the app make it a little confusing to use, and there are features on the app which are difficult to use. For example, fees and invoices are difficult to set up, and you're likely going to need support to do so. The final app is Nursery Story. This app supports with all areas that you want from a nursery management software, from staffing, as you can create staff profiles. You can use these profiles to log working patterns and absences, and use them to plan your staffing and your rotas. To occupancy and attendance, as you can assign staff and children to a room and monitor who is and isn't in. It also supports with finances, and you can send invoices to parents and link your finances to the major accounting apps. Daily logs and child development can also be completed using the app, as you can update parents about their child's day and use it to help with planning, observations, including video and photo obs, and tracking. And it also supports the parent partnership with messaging within the parent app. The cost of this is either £29 or £69, depending on the amount of features that you want. The main positives is that it's a well-presented app, and it has a lot of features for a great price. There are no real negatives with the app, though some of the features aren't as comprehensive as some of the other apps I mentioned in this video. So for just £69 per month, you get so much with it. You get support with all 6 key areas that you'd want from an app. The app looks good and is easy to use, and they're constantly coming out with new features. It's not one of the more popular apps, but I do think it's a great, well-designed app. And if I used it for longer, I think this could potentially make my top 3. So those are the 12 nursery management software. Before you get influenced by my top 3, you should already have an idea of what one you want based on your needs. If you do, then go for that one. I have no affiliation with any of these companies, and I could have got sponsorship for this video, but I wanted to make sure that my opinion that I give to you was unbiased. But here is my top 3 based on my research, feedback from others, and testing and trying them. Starting with my third favorite, which is EYWorks. This is a great app with lots and lots of different features. You get to pick which part of the app that you need, which can help you save money and not waste it on parts that you won't be using. The EY Recruit part of the app can help massively with an important part of managing your nursery, which no other app does as well. They are very inventive with their ideas and are always improving, which I like. Only made number 3, as some parts of the app don't work as well as others. Moving on to number 2, Tapestry. Starting out as just a learning journey, this app has expanded so much to cover most of the 6 key areas that you would want. It does have all the additional features as others on the list, but if you're looking for a great, simple app that does most of the things that you would want to, then this is the one for you. It is also not going to break your bank, as packages start from just £6 per month. Now my number 1 is probably going to upset a lot of you, as many feel that this app is creating a monopoly in the field, allowing it to charge whatever it wants. But if you want an app that does pretty much everything that you would want, and the features that you might not have thought about, and actually does them well, then I can't think of an app that does this as well as Family, which is why they make my number 1. Some would argue that Blossom is the closest to them, but as they are roughly the same price, I had to go with Family, as Blossom does often get a few technical issues. Obviously the biggest drawback to Family is the price, but if you can afford it, it can make managing your nursery much easier. In conclusion, I would only go for one of the more expensive nursery management software like Family or Blossom if you are actually going to use the additional features. Before choosing any software, write down what you actually want it for, ignoring all the bells and whistles. If a cheap one satisfies them, then choose that. The best thing about most of these software is that most of them offer a free trial. So don't just jump on the bandwagon and copy what other people are doing. Make sure the system works for you. I've heard of nurseries changing fundamental things about their nursery. For example, how they do their invoicing, just because the system that they chose doesn't calculate the invoices the way they do them. Don't do this. Find an app that works for you. When choosing, remember to look for the free trials. Have a good nose around the platform. Make sure they're not limited in any way. You'll need a good few weeks to properly evaluate it. Whilst you're doing so, check the support they offer. What time is their support open? Is there a telephone number to contact? Are they open on the weekends or late at night? Do they offer training? Is this training one-to-one and with a real person? How many training sessions can you have? And is this limited? If the system doesn't work the way you want it to, will they change it? And if so, when will they? Finally, check out forums. It's great to get feedback and help from people that have already used the app. And after you've chosen the app, don't stop there. The first 3 months of using it, you'll begin to see if it's for you. Look at all the things you aren't yet using in the app and try to fully explore it. You have plenty of time for this. Do this in the trial period and even after you've purchased. And try and be in constant contact with the nursery management software support team to try and help you. And finally, even after all of this and the system doesn't work for you, then try again. Look for a different system that may be a better fit for your nursery. If it's not working, don't just stick to it just because you signed up already. But that's my final bit of advice. I hope you found this in-depth video useful. If there's any apps or software that you think I should have included, please let me know in the comments. Or if you have any feedback on the apps which might support others or any questions that you might have, simply write in the comments too. If you have found this video useful, make sure to hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. On the screen now is a video that the YouTube algorithm thinks that you'll find useful, so feel free to check it out. Plus, check out the website opennursery.co.uk for more support in running your nursery. I'll post a link on the screen here. Finally, I wish you all the best and thank you for watching. God bless.